Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Power Play. I'm Christopher Billings, and tonight we're just 1 week removed from Final Frontier, and I'm still in shock that Die Hard lost the Power Play Championship. But what shocks me even more is the fact that Die Hard did it gracefully. He didn't attack David after the match, and we actually have interviewer Lance Seeley backstage with Die Hard right now. He's looking to get a quick word from Die Hard. We're going to switch over there now and see what he has to say.
Lance Seeley here with Die Hard. Now, Die Hard, I gotta ask you, what's on your mind ever since losing the title at Final Frontier?
Well, I'll be honest with you, Lance. I didn't think I was going to lose, but I did, and as much as I'd like to say that I'm unbeatable, well, I got pinned in front of thousands and millions, and I'm okay with that. I know I wasn't before, but now I'm okay, and I think I'm ready to turn that chapter in my life, and I'm ready to start on different horizons. I'm ready for different things, to say the least. I'm ready to look the other way, so to speak. I wish David the best of luck as a champion. I'm sure that our paths will cross one day, but just not today or anytime in the near future. Right now I have other plans for championship gold, so I wish David the best of luck.
Well, those are pretty interesting words coming from Die Hard. It definitely seems like Die Hard has moved on, so to speak. Maybe he's just letting that Power Plant Championship just go away. We'll see Die Hard in action a little later, but up next we have John Incredible taking on Brick Wall for the $1 Million Championship, and what is guaranteed to be one heck of a slobber knocker here. The past, at Final Frontier, John Incredible, he did all right in his hardcore title match, but now he gets his chance to become a four-time $1 Million champion. This could be the night for John Incredible, which is going to be on his side tonight. We don't know. We'll find out. And we're going to find out really soon here as talking to the fans that David's just getting warmed up here. And this is a great way for him to start the show. Right off the gate. And 3 weeks we've got our biggest stage. And from the looks of things, we won't see Die Hard champion, which would be kind of ironic. Now, this will be John Incredible's first ever collision pay-per-view. He wasn't here last year for collision, but he's definitely looking to do at least 1-0 this year. That's what he's looking for. Die Hard, James Brady, they both won Die Hard won 2 matches that year. James Brady won one, and Die Hard won be a part of the Power Play that happened. Good review at Final Frontier. Great. Now, as you see, $1 Million champion Brick Wall, he's getting ready to come to the ring. What's got to be going through Brick Wall? He skinned the cat. Final Frontier around his waist, and now defend the title after the physical matches, the physical matches just last week. Brick Wall injured, it's Brick Wall and Die Hard's plans that Die Hard was talking about. Wall is going to be anybody chosen. And it could be anybody. It could even be John Incredible. That's what makes these matches so great. That's what makes it so you just don't know what's going to happen. You don't know who it's going to be until sometimes it's a little too late to find out. But with that aside, we are getting ready to get this $1 Million Championship match underway. And as you see the referee showing Brick Wall his $1 Million Championship, he's showing John Incredible the $1 Million Championship. You know that John Incredible wants it. You know Brick Wall wants to retain it. And now it's just a matter of who's going to win. Here we go. John Incredible goes to lead in. Brick Wall catches John Wolf. Brick Wall catches John Wolf in the side headlock. A switch up by John Incredible, whips Brick Wall to the corner. Oh, and a big running drop kick in the corner by John Incredible. And then that alley-oop out of the corner there. Looks like an alley-oop power bomb. John Incredible turns Brick Wall around. Lifts Brick Wall up. Brick Wall does a standing backflip and then a chop to the back of the leg. John Incredible counters from the ground. Picks Brick Wall up. Kick to the abdomen. Then a drop kick right to the side of the head. John Incredible is doing very, very good in this match. Going to work on Brick Wall's legs. Look at that, just wrenching on that ankle. John Incredible picks Brick Wall up. Whips Brick Wall to the ropes. Brick Wall is able to catch himself. Brick Wall attempts that running back elbow, does not connect. Got a little chunk of it into a side wrist lock. And now Brick Wall hooks that arm. Oh, a kick. And then a punch right to the back of the elbow there. And a front face tie up by Brick Wall into a side wrist lock from John Incredible, which Brick Wall reverses. Shoves John Wolf away. Pulls John Wolf back into a big knee right to the abdomen. Wait, so it looks like Brick Wall's going for that curb stomp. John Incredible wisely rolls out of the ring as you see Brick Wall dancing. Kick to the gut by John Incredible. Oh, and that standing clothesline. Brick Wall rolls back to his feet. Oh, and that dragon whip kick. Brick Wall has John Incredible up. Wait, John Incredible struggles out. Reverses, face first goes Brick Wall. John Incredible throwing out some taunts here. Oh, John Incredible with another standing clothesline. John Incredible on the top and onto the apron. John Incredible kicked Brick Wall mid-flight there. Oh, and that dragon whip kick from Brick Wall. John Incredible counters. Oh, and a big running clothesline from John Incredible to Brick Wall. Brick Wall counters from the ground into a side wrist lock. John Incredible counters into a rear waist lock. Brick Wall's in the corner here. Brick Wall counters. Wait a second, Brick Wall wrenches on. He's got that arm. He's up on the top rope. That jumping arm breaker off the top rope. And now Brick Wall, a huge reverse atomic drop. As you see Brick Wall dancing. And now Brick Wall here. Oh, John Incredible counters. Brick Wall counters into a side wrist lock. Now Brick Wall into a neck breaker. Oh, and then an elbow across the chin. An attempt to kick to the gut, but John Incredible able to windmill kick out of it. John Incredible runs in. Brick Wall catches him with a rotating spine buster. And as you see again, Brick Wall dancing. Kick to the gut. Then a standing backbreaker to John Incredible from Brick Wall. Brick Wall picks John Incredible up. John Incredible counters. Runs in. Brick Wall catches him. That rotating spine buster. They say it looks like Brick Wall's going to tune up the band here. Stomping on the mat. Hit it B. The attempted B-side, John Incredible countered. Brick Wall again catches John Wolf with that rotating spine buster. It looks like Brick Wall's going for the B-side again. That sweet chin super kick. Or sweet chin music. The B-side connects. This could almost be emphatic here. Brick Wall off the ropes. The driller connects. John Incredible back to his feet. A kick to the gut. Another kick to the gut. It looks like the Pretty Boy Bomb connected right there. Brick Wall down. Incredible into the cover. 1, 2. Brick Wall able to kick out at an early 2 count there. Then that running back elbow from Brick Wall. And that rotating back plant from Brick Wall to John Incredible. It looks like Brick Wall might be in firm control here. A quick roll up by John Incredible. Brick Wall, he's down. Brick Wall able to kick out. That standing clothesline from John Incredible. Brick Wall on the outside there. Standing tie up here. Brick Wall side headlock. Oh, and that standing enziguri. Now it looks like Brick Wall's going for it again. He's going to go for that sidewalk slam. That spinning sidewalk slam. Oh, and that right hook from Brick Wall. That is vintage Brick Wall right there. And now Brick Wall, a huge scoop slam. Picks John Incredible up. John Incredible, quick inside roll up here. Wait a second, Brick Wall switched it up. 2. Oh, almost a 3 count. John Incredible was able to kick out. An attempted running clothesline. Brick Wall catches John Incredible. Now Brick Wall going for it. Looks like that foot DDT. Brick Wall whips John Incredible to the ropes. John Incredible catches himself, runs right into another rotating spine buster. As you see, Brick Wall taunting and dancing. Now Brick Wall goes to work on John Incredible's arms. A big running German suplex from Brick Wall. As you see, Brick Wall dragging John Incredible around a little bit. Wait a second, Brick Wall, he might be getting into the zone here. Looks like Brick Wall might be going for the B wall in here. He's getting fired up. He's feeling it from the fans. Off the ropes, dances up, elbow out. The ball and elbow drop. The B wall and Brick Wall off the ropes. Connects with the driller again. Picks up John Incredible. John Incredible catches Brick Wall with that running belly-to-belly suplex. Front standing tie up from Brick Wall. A side headlock from John Incredible. A punch right to the face. Oh, and that running back elbow from Brick Wall. Wait a second, Brick Wall up in that scoop slam again. Now Brick Wall and John Incredible fighting. Brick Wall goes to whip John Incredible to the corner. Runs in. Wait, Brick Wall ran right into the referee. Wait, that's David Syvright. David Syvright handed John Incredible a chair and right across Brick Wall's face. Not like this. David Syvright telling the referee to do his job. John Incredible on the cover. 1, 2, 3, and I don't know what to say. I mean, Brick Wall was just robbed of his $1 million championship because he ran into the referee. I'm not taking anything away from John Incredible. He did what he wanted to do to win the match, but what business did David Syvright have coming down here getting involved in this matchup? In any sense, I know that John Incredible is very happy that he's the championship. Brick Wall lost the $1 million championship. That ends a very long title reign for Brick Wall. On the side note, up next we have Jordan the Enigma Moore returning, taking on Zach Semeraro. And if Jordan Moore can beat Zach Semeraro tonight, he will become the #1 contender for the Hardcore Championship. I still can't believe what we just saw in the $1 million championship match. I can't believe that. The match was going it was so back and forth, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the referee gets knocked down. David Syvright comes down and blocked Brick Wall with that steel. Came down, tossed the steel chair to John Incredible, and just blocked it. Zach Samaro, he's got a real good-looking future here in college, man. I Will Not Bow by Breaking Benjamin. That is Enigma's theme song. This is definitely going to be a very high intensity match, I'm thinking. Both high flyers. It's going to be a pretty exciting match. Rules format, so pretty exciting to say the least. Jordan Moore not wasting any time getting into the ring. And here we go. Jordan Moore taking on Zach Samaro. Zach Samaro front face tie-up. Countered by Jordan Moore. Zach Samaro counters into a side wrist lock. Goes to pull Jordan Moore in. Jordan countered with a jawbreaker. A stomp on the abdomen from Jordan. Oh, and then a kick right across the face. An attempted kick to the gut. Oh, and then that attempted back chop, but Jordan Moore moved out of the way. Zach Samaro countered into a front face lock. Oh, and that standing knee lift. Big running clothesline from Zach Samaro to Jordan Moore. Jordan Moore counters from the ground. Oh, just like that. You just saw Zach Samaro fly to the outside. Oh, and then that rope choke from Zach Samaro to Jordan Moore. Jordan Moore, suicide dive to the outside there. It looks like it got the best of Jordan Moore there as he was slower to his feet. Kick to the gut. Oh, Zach Samaro counters. A kick to the gut. Jordan Moore front face tie up. Has Zach Samaro on that lifted up onto that barricade there. Oh, chest first right on the barricade. Oh, and a standing clothesline. And it looks like Jordan Moore has that crutch there. That running knee lift from Zach Samaro. Oh, and then face first with that crutch. Jordan Moore pulls that crutch out of his hands, runs in, oh, and then again right in the chest. A kick to the gut, and a big standing spine buster from Jordan Moore. Wait a second, Jordan Moore, a leg drop to the groin area. To the groin and the torso. Kick to the gut from Jordan Moore. Oh, swinging for the fences with this crutch here. Jordan Moore whips Zach Samaro, oh, head first right into that steel ring post. Jordan Moore looks like he's stalking his prey. Leaps up, oh, catches Zach Samaro. Zach Samaro back to his feet, as you see, he's taunting to the fans. That may have really hurt Jordan Moore as he was still down in the ring. Now he's getting back to his feet. Zach Samaro does that Van Daminator with the steel chair. Broke that chair right in half. Zach Samaro picks Jordan Moore up. He goes for that springboard, that standing jumping reverse DDT. Into a quick cover here. 1, 2. Jordan Moore able to get his shoulder up. Kick to the gut by Zach Samaro. Whips Jordan Moore to the ropes. Jordan Moore catches him with that jumping snapmare. Oh, and then a kick right to the face from Jordan Moore again. Jordan Moore, another kick to the gut. Zach Samaro counters. Referee got right in the way there. Oh, and that running knee lift from Zack Samararo to Jordan Moore. Jordan Moore pushes Zack Samararo away, gives him a running knee lift. Jordan Moore, a huge T-bone suplex. Zack Samararo back to his feet. Oh, and a drop kick right to the back. Jordan Moore, kick to the gut. Wait a second, Jordan Moore, that anaconda vice on Zack Samararo. Got it wrenched in, but he lets go. Kick to the gut. Jordan Moore whips Zack Samararo to the corner. Zack Samararo is down in the corner. Wait a second, Starship Pain from Chain Gang. Jordan Moore into the cover, hooks the far leg. 1, 2, 3, and that's all she wrote. That was an extremely fast-paced matchup. Jordan Moore, turn match, he took Zack Samararo to school there, the full of hard knocks. Starship Pain. I can't believe what I just saw. That makes Jordan Moore in his return match the #1 contender for the Hardcore Championship. So if anything, at Collision, Jordan Moore will be competing for the Hardcore Championship. Whether it's in a one-on-one or if there's more than one person, he will be in that match competing for that title. Now, on a side note, up next we have Alan Seibert, the returning Alan Seibert, taking on Diehard, who had just lost the Northland Championship a week ago. I'm interested to see if Diehard truly has changed his ways or not. I guess we're about to find out as Alan Seibert, as you hear, We Are One, a song for the truth. Alan Seibert making his way to the ring. I never thought I'd see the day where I'd see Alan Seibert back in the power plant, but he is back and he is here. That really is a great thing. It really is. Now the question is, can Alan Seibert beat Diehard tonight? Because you got to believe that Diehard is pretty depressed since he lost the championship. He may be putting on the front that he's not, but you know he's got to be pretty depressed. He's got to be. He held that title for almost a year. He's got to be pretty down on himself right now. So Alan Seibert should capitalize on that, take advantage of that, whatever it takes to get everything that he has to get done. As you see, Alan Seibert just kind of taking his time in the ring there, which is fine. That's perfectly fine. Hope that Alan Seibert is ready. Diehard is now going to be called the Masterpiece. It's going to be interesting not to see Diehard without the Power Plant Championship around his waist. That's definitely going to be interesting. He won't have any gold around his waist. It's just going to be his waist. And so momentarily here, wow, a unique look for Diehard, to say the least. I could go on to say a whole bunch of things about how great of a champion Diehard was and things like that, but you don't need me to tell you that he was a great champion. He really was. He wasn't the fan favorite, that he didn't do the things that everybody liked, but he was a great champion. And it seems like since he was able to lose the title gracefully, and he was able to wish David the best of luck, it seems like the fans are starting to like him now. Maybe ultimately that's what Diehard wanted. Is that what it was going to take for the fans to start liking Diehard again, to lose the championship? I mean, is that what it was? That he had to lose that title just so that the fans would, chant his name instead of always booing him, like he seemed to do all the time. He is one of the best heels in the Power Plant. Now the fans are cheering him. We're about to get this matchup underway here. Here we go. Allen starts the match with a side headlock. Diehard pushes Allen away. Oh, Diehard connects with a flurry of punches, but does not connect with the last one. Allen Sidebright, that standing clothesline on Diehard. Diehard counters from the ground. Now Diehard has Allen Sidebright on the ropes. Off the ropes there, a rebound suplex off the ropes. And Diehard drops the knee right across the forehead. Allen Sidebright counters. Diehard counters. Allen Sidebright counters. Diehard counters again. And again Allen Sidebright counters. This is back and forth. Back and forth. It's just crazy back and forth. Diehard in the corner. Allen Sidebright building up a full head of steam here. Oh, clothesline and a bulldog out of the corner. Diehard counters from the ground. Now Diehard has that leg, tying up that leg there. Diehard stretching out the left leg. Diehard picks Allen Sidebright up. And then there's that Sambo suplex, adding a little bit of a rotation on it. Now Diehard going to work on Allen Sidebright's arm. Allen back to his feet. Diehard whips Allen to the corner. An attempted kick. An elbow from Allen Sidebright has Diehard up on his shoulder here. Wait a second, Diehard counters with a reverse DDT. Allen Sidebright counters from the ground. Diehard counters into a side wrist lock. Diehard whips Allen Sidebright right into that turnbuckle. Allen Sidebright counters from the ground. Then a kick right to the small of the back. Allen Sidebright picks Diehard up. A kick to the gut. Hooks the arms. Wait a second, Diehard counters. Picks him up in that rotating Samoan drop. And now Diehard stretching out Allen Sidebright's legs again. Trying to take away his vertical base. Now Diehard whips Allen to the corner. Oh, Diehard throws out a taunt. Runs in that standing clothesline. Allen Sidebright counters from the ground. And then that big running belly-to-belly suplex from Allen Sidebright. And then a running German suplex. Diehard counters from the ground into a rear waist lock. Whips Allen into the ropes. Catches Allen with that big spine buster. Allen Sidebright counters from the ground. Allen Sidebright switches it up. Diehard pushes him away. And then a big running German suplex from Diehard to Allen Sidebright. Diehard attempts a kick to the gut. Oh, but catches him with that windmill kick. Diehard stomp on the abdomen. The Diehard strike connects. Allen Sidebright pushes Diehard away. An attempted kick to the gut. Moves out of the way of that back elbow. Diehard kick to the gut. Diehard modified backbreaker. Into the cover. Hooks the leg. 1, 2. Almost a 2 count. Allen Sidebright able to get his shoulder up. And now Diehard has Allen Sidebright up in that suplex into a front face suplex. And now Diehard goes to work on Allen Sidebright's arm. Allen Sidebright counters. Has Diehard in the corner. Diehard counters. Now those shoulder thrusts from Diehard to Allen Sidebright in the corner. Diehard ascending the top rope. Folks, we'll be right back in a moment.
There are 1,440 minutes in a day. There are 1,440 minutes in a day. Only 6 of them matter. Brutaditas Wrestling.
And folks, we're back here from the break. We had a lot happening during the break, a lot of back and forth. Dyer just could not put Alan Seivert down. And Alan Seivert counters. Diehard counters. Dyer whips Alan Seivert to that corner. There's one back chop, there's 2 back chops, and a 3rd back chop sends Alan Seivert right down. Dyer off the ropes. A running drop kick in the corner. Now Dyer has Alan Seivert's arm tangled up. Dyer turns Alan Seivert over, kick to the abdomen. Then the Diehard strike connects. Diehard stomp on the abdomen again. The Diehard knee. Diehard hooks the far leg into the cover. 1, 2. So close to a 3 count. Alan Seivert was able to kick out. Alan Seivert catches Diehard with that standing clothesline and then drops the elbow right across the face. Diehard counters from the ground. Attempted kick to the gut. Alan Seivert counters from the ground again. Diehard counters from the ground. Alan Seivert was waiting with the spine buster that Dyer just ran right into. Drops the knee across Diehard's face. Diehard counters from the ground. Now Dyer going to work on Alan Seivert's legs. As you see, Diehard stretching out a little bit there. Alan Seivert counters from the ground. Kick to the gut. Turns Diehard around. And a backdrop, but Dyer does a standing backflip and counters. Alan Seivert has Dyer up on his shoulders. Wait, Dyer counters with a backbreaker. Dyer picks Alan Seivert up. Oh, and that spinning clothesline from Dyer, but wait a second. Dyer, what's he thinking? There's that standing spinning clothesline. Almost beheaded Alan Seivert there. Now Dyer working on Alan Seivert's arms. Alan Seivert counters from the ground, runs into that rotating spine buster from Diehard. Dyer to stomp on the abdomen. The Diehard strike connects. Diehard poised and ready. Dyer picks Alan Seivert up. Kick to the gut. There, Dyer going for that modified backbreaker into the cover. 1, 2, 3, and that is it. That is the end. When you get hit with that move, it's almost game over. That could break your back. And Diehard, although he lost his title last week, he's still looking in great shape tonight. He did great in his match. And as you see Alan Seivert outside the ring, frustrated that he was unable to kick out of that move. But it looks like Dyer's just looking to the future here. Looks like Dyer might be looking forward to Collision. I would have to say that Diehard does deserve the right to be able to get a little bit of a build-up heading into Collision here. He's heading in on a good note, which is a good thing. And that's always a great thing to see. Diehard not attack somebody. Now for our main event tonight, we have James Braden taking on the current power plant champion, David Seivert. Now that's a pretty big deal for both James Braden and David, because David doesn't know who he's going to be fighting at Collision. He won't know that until possibly next week. And as you see, James Braden getting ready to burn it to the ground. Calls himself the career killer since he ended Extreme's career by breaking his neck at Final Frontier. of makes you wonder, what's James Braden's future going to be in the power plant? Lately, he's been able to get here and get things done, and that's a good and great thing all in itself. Now the power plant champion, saying that the fans are on his time. I remember when I used to adore David Seibert. Ever since he became the champion, he's totally taken on this whole new outlook. Now he feels like he's above. Yeah, which is true. In the sense he is above. He is at the top of the chain right now. So he does deserve his glory. Is he holding that title for the wrong reasons? I guess only time will tell him. We'll bring him back to mention that he was able to luckily beat Die Harder. Destiny is meant for him to be the champion. And here we go. James Braden starts the match with that spinning wheel kick. David Seibert counters into a side headlock. And now James Braden counters, pulls David Seibert right back to that kick right to the face. James Braden looks like he's going to do that standing headbutt. As you see, James Braden starts off the taunting here. David Seibert counters from the ground into a side wrist lock. James Braden counters. David Seibert counters. Whips James Braden to the corner. James Braden springboards. David Seibert was able to push him out of the way. Oh, and then that clubbing blow right to the lower back. Now David Seibert has James in a stalling pile driver there. David Seibert picks James Braden up into an attempted suplex. James Braden puts his foot in place, switches it up, and gives a suplex of his own. James Braden whips David Seibert off the ropes, catches him. Wait, David Seibert counters with that snapmare. Now David Seibert has James Braden on the ropes. Got him hooked up in that DDT off the ropes. Off the ropes with that DDT. David Seibert whips James Braden to the corner. James Braden springboards. David Seibert catches him. Now James Braden, that rolling face buster. James Braden picks David Seibert up. Whips David to the corner. Oh, and then that running clothesline from James Braden to David Seibert. Shades of Die Hard there. Now James Braden, that hook punch right to the side of the face. As you see, James Braden giving out that not-so-friendly gesture in this matchup. James Braden whips David Seibert to the corner. James Braden turns him around. David Seibert counters. You got to believe James Braden was looking for the same move that he was able to take out Extreme with. Throwback from James Braden. James Braden attempts a suplex on David. David counters. And a stomp right across the face. David Seibert picks James Braden up. Whips James into the ropes. James off the ropes. Gets caught in a big power slam from David Seibert. James Braden whips David into that corner, but David able to counter. Into a rear tie-up from David Seibert. Oh, and a standing Russian leg sweep. Now it looks like David Seibert's in control with that DDT. David Seibert picks James up. James counters. Oh, pulls David right back into that kick right to the face. And now James Braden looks like he's going for that headbutt again. And a dirty punch right to the groin from James Braden to David Seibert. David Seibert counters from the ground. Oh, and that spinning wheel kick. It didn't connect fully, but it did connect. Now James Braden knocks David Seibert to the outside. James follows. Oh, and a running STO from James Braden. Remember, there is a 10 count. James Braden attempted that suicide, or that rotating cross, that corkscrew cross body to the outside, did not connect. James Braden counters, whips David Seibert right into the steel steps there. James Braden, that corkscrew body press to the outside. James Braden whips David Seibert into the ring. Oh, and that's the dragon whip kick from David Seibert to James Braden. James Braden counters from the ground. A side headlock, attempt an eye rake, but David Seibert swatted him away. Oh, and that dragon whip kick kicks David Seibert to the outside again. And as you see, James Braden taunting the referee, or taunting David Seibert here. James Braden counters, whips David Seibert onto the apron there. A standing drop kick off the apron to the mat outside. Now James Braden, what's he thinking here? As you see, James Braden taunting. David Seibert back into the ring. Oh, and James Braden catches David Seibert with the shout out. David counters from the ground. Oh, and a standing groggy position there. A kick to the abdomen. Oh, and trouble in paradise from James Braden. James Braden picks David Seibert up, turns him around. David Seibert counters into a reverse atomic drop there. James Braden got whipped into the corner. He missed his springboard. An attempted spinning wheel kick, but David Seibert just sidestepped and moved out of the way. Kick to the gut and then the DDT from David Seibert. David picks James up. He's got him up in a suplex, a hanging suplex. Oh, and then a big suplex from David Seibert to James Braden. James Braden, David Seibert off the top rope with a huge elbow drop. David Seibert whips James into the ropes, ducks under him. James Braden catches himself. Kick to the gut. James Braden whips David Seibert into the ropes. Oh, catches him with almost like a punch right to the side of the skull to send him to the outside. David Seibert back to his feet in the ring. David Seibert counters, whips James Braden to the corner. Now David Seibert, that pulling clothesline out of the corner there. David Seibert ascends the top rope. Leaps off with a big body splash. David Seibert turns James Braden around. James counters. Looks like our camera's glitching a little bit here. Running throwback from James Braden. Looks like James Braden gonna do those elbow stomps on the chest from a seated position, allowing no air to go back into the lungs of David Seibert. James Braden turns David Seibert around. He taunted him. He's got him up. Looks like James Braden is looking for that same move. David Seibert is able to move out of the way and then counters with a punch. David Seibert off the top with that jumping spinning kick. James Braden has David Seibert on the apron there. And that running spear right off of the apron. James Braden on the top rope. A shooting star press from the ring to the outside below. That is quite impressive. James Braden back in the ring. As you see, just did that gesture. David Seibert again. James Braden whips David Seibert back to that corner. Turns him around. He's got him positioned up there again. Wait a second, James Braden, he's looking for it. That reverse Death Valley driver, the move that he took Extreme out with. Oh, and he planted him head first. A kick to the abdomen. Now it looks like James Braden going for the twist of fate, but David Seibert able to counter. David Seibert misses with that clothesline. Oh, David Seibert, a punch to James Braden. A side headlock. Oh, and then that double back chop. David Seibert picks James Braden up, turns him around. James Braden counters. David Seibert counters. James Braden counters. David Seibert counters. Oh, and that double backhand chop again. James Braden gets whipped into the ropes, into that big power slam from David Seibert. As you see now, David Seibert gives a gesture to James Braden. Now David Seibert has James Braden up in that gourd buster, that front face suplex. David whips James to the corner. James springboards. Oh, and he finally caught him. Full force, body on body. James Braden whips David Seibert to the corner. James Braden, that huge running clothesline. And now James Braden tying up those legs. Wait a second. He's got him in a surfboard stretch here. But wait. Oh, and then he stomps him face first onto the mat. James Braden, a kick to the gut, and then trouble in paradise. What's James Braden thinking here? Turns David Seibert around. Wait a second. James Braden, the skull-crushing finale into the cover. One. David Seibert able to get his shoulder up at a 1 count. Now James Braden, standing headbutt. As you see, James Braden again giving that gesture. James Braden whips David Seibert to the corner. Turns him upside down. James Braden runs in with a huge drop kick. James Braden picks David Seibert up. Kick to the gut, and it looks like James Braden's going for the twist of fate, but David Seibert pushed him away. A kick to the gut, and then a DDT to turn the momentum around in favor of David Seibert. David Seibert elbow drop off the top rope. James Braden gets whipped into the corner. He attempts to springboard. Counters from the ground. Runs in with an attempted clothesline, but David Seibert sidestepped and gave him a knee breaker across his elbow. Into the corner goes James Braden. David Seibert has James up on his shoulder. Oh, and the snake eyes. And then the double clubbing or the elbow drop across the face there. Now it looks like David Seibert, he's stalking James Braden. He's looking for it. The modified TKO. Could it be time for the... Oh, David Seibert was unable... Or James Braden countered from the ground with a huge running clothesline. Now James Braden is in control of the matchup. Now it looks like James Braden is going to go for that headbutt again. And a big standing wheel kick to put David out on his feet. A big running clothesline from David Seibert to James Braden. Drops the elbow right across the chest, or the face there. Picks James Braden up, turns him around. And then that belly to back suplex. Then that knee stamp. James Braden counters from the ground. Runs in. David Seibert catches him with that arm breaker again. David Seibert off the top rope with a huge elbow drop. David Seibert picks James Braden up. Oh, and that dragon whip kick connects. David Seibert a kick to the gut. Oh, uppercut and then the DKO. The DKO connected, full force there. All David Seibert has to do is cover him now. Into the cover, hooks the far leg. 1, 2, 3. And just like that, that was probably one of the best main event matches I've seen in a while. David Seibert showing why he's the champion. He overcame the odds there. After receiving that reverse Death Valley driver, he was still able to win the matchup. And that's what's important. He was able to pull it out and still win the match. Now, as you see, it looks like David Seibert's I'm the champ. All about me. Folks, you know, that was a great match. It looks like David Seibert's looking for a microphone here. Looks like he is requesting a microphone. Looks like he has a power plant champion has something to say, which definitely should please. I'm pretty sure it will. We're about to find out right now.
I gotta say this, last night was a brilliant night for me. I came back unexpectedly, for good reasons of course. When I saw the power plant that was aired, when Dyer was issuing out the challenge, I thought, whether to come back or not to come back. What I did was, pondered for a while thinking, if I came back, I'd probably get my ass kicked. But I came back and didn't. I came back and tried to win, and I did win, and there's what trying does. It gets you further. Hope you guys can bear that in mind. Now, here's another thing. I also like to say well done to Die Hard for defending the championship against me, but losing the championship though, to me, I'd say a big well done to him though for actually putting up a fight like the last matches. And Die Hard, I gotta say it, your run was over that time, because just remember, Die Hard, I knew your weakness. I just knew what to do. I just knew what part of you was weak, and also I struck it, then hit you with that DKO that finished you off and ended the age of Die Hard. Now the age of Seibert has officially begun, and it's going to stay for a long time. It's like you fans want it. So I got to say this now. I say a big thank you to two of my best friends, Sean and Charmaine. You two have been the best friends a guy could ask for, and especially with me winning the championship. Also, I say a big thank you to my brother Alan, who is stood through me through all the championship matches I've done and every match I've done in the power plant. Also, I'd say a big thank you to Christopher Billings also for supporting me as well. Because, yeah, you support me through a lot, Christopher, and also it's a big thank you there. And also, I'd say thank you to the fans of the power plant universe for supporting me through every step of the way. And now, my mindset's focused on defending my championship at Collision, and I'm going to win Collision and retain my championship. And I'm going to end it, the match in Collision, with a DKO. Because I'm the Viper. And also, I'm not the guy who's all serious, I like to be a little bit cocky sometimes. So yeah, anyone can try to challenge for the championship, but there's one thing you gotta learn. If you guys want to challenge for the championship, you gotta learn how to take a DKO. So I'm kind of going against everything I used to stand for by by not being cocky. But you know something, I like to be cocky. I like to see who's actually got the guts to come down here and actually face me in a match. Whoever does can come on down and try to beat me, because as champion, I'm the best in the world at what I do. Because I am David Syvright, and I'm your new power plant champion.
Well, I can safely say I almost expected that from David Syvright. You know, like I said, he's taken on this whole new approach since he became the champion. And granted, he did give a thank you to me, but still, he's taken on this whole new approach of being an evil champion, being a good champion. Folks, we'll see you next week on A Road to Collision.